If you're here for the first time, we are now 6 weeks into our home renovation. It is a major renovation and we are living in the middle of it. We have no heating still, although we have our gas connected. It's very cold, hence the layers, but we are getting there. And today I'm going to share our living room plans with you as we are getting closer to kind of getting into this room and getting it sorted now. Since we've moved in, there's already been some changes, so I will share the video of what it looks like when we first moved in. I'll share everything we've done today. I'm going to share everything sort of like structurally we might be doing, along with a few design plans. I've already done this with our bathroom video. I'd now say we're around three weeks from possibly having a completed bathroom, which is literally so exciting. If you have lived in a renovation, you will know that you constantly feel dirty. Like, I will wash and have dusty hair, dusty hands straight after. So just having a really nice space like a bathroom is gonna make it a little bit easier. And God, it has been so cold up until now, but somehow we've survived. We're getting there, and yeah, really excited to share with you what we're going to do with this room. We absolutely love the space, and yeah, let's get stuck in and I'll show you what we're going to do. Hello puppy. Okay, so as we enter, as you'll have seen on our previous video, this unit was already here. It's built in and I am going to rework this and it is going to look amazing. I'm not going to share too many details about what I'm going to do with this just yet, because there will be a full video on it, but these doors will be removed and eventually it will be such a gorgeous shelving unit. It's going to be amazing for doing videos in front of and also Zoom calls, and oh, I'm just so excited. We would have built something in here, but I really want to use what's already here. But yeah, can you guess what I'm going to do to this unit? But do follow along. I mean, it's probably going to be a couple of months away from that point, or even 3, but definitely looking forward to getting stuck into this one. Now, I guess you could say the main sort of structural thing we've got going on at the moment in this room is our fireplace. Now, I'll just pop up what it looked like before. It was a coal burning fireplace. We've already taken the half off. I've got videos, I'll show all of that to you. I'm just going to move this away. So I'm just going to pan that down. So we have got some original tiles there, which I'm not going to be keeping. So what we've done so far is we've taken out the existing fireplace that was there, taken the half area out, and we've cut it right back. So it's formed a sort of an ingle nook. We have to put a lintel in. This is just here temporarily because we've got to get a bigger lintel. I'll probably create a whole video on creating this ingle nook space, how you can do it yourself, and kind of the things that you need to follow to make sure it's done to be structurally sound and in line with like building regs. So anyway, yeah, we've excavated this. What is so annoying is this arch. So how amazing would this have been if it was centered? Now this is actually an arched steel lintel which is in place here, and the thought behind why it is like this is because there is an existing chimney breast in the bedroom upstairs, and if we were to knock that back, it would probably be that the arch would have been on the other side because you couldn't have the flow. I think that's the correct thing, and sort of if you were using the chimney as a working chimney, you couldn't have it both funneling through the same point. So that is probably why the curve is like this, which is really annoying. But anyway, what we'll do eventually is this will be bricked back up, and we are going to put a log burner in place. I won't share my design details that I'm going to do just yet. Again, that will be in another video as we get to that stage. But I'm so excited about it. It's going to look really good, and I'm already looking forward to like a winter in front of a real log burner fire. It's going to be good. So apologies about the lighting because it is terrible today. It's pouring, but we've had to replace a lintel on the outside of here today, and we're getting new windows in next week, so all of this sort of lead cross will be gone. But perhaps the most notable thing in this room is this lead and copper piping. Originally, the coal burner powered the immersion heating, which we still have now, which goes all the way up to the bathroom. I believe this actually isn't in use at the moment, but then the rest, we've got a cold and a hot water pipe here, and we believe these were causing condensation with each other, which was creating a really wet wall. This will all be taken out when we lose our immersion heater upstairs. So in the next couple of weeks, this will be coming out, which is very exciting. Now, you might have seen one of my shorts, but we had to get all of the ceiling tested for Artex. And if you aren't aware, 75 to 80% of ceilings that look like this could potentially contain asbestos. We also did have to get some floor tiles tested that looked pretty dubious. Luckily, they've come back completely negative. So this is basically all going to be stripped back and then skimmed over the top. Obviously, the room has to be plastered regardless, but we're probably looking at that in around a couple months time, I'd say, possibly. So now we also have this gorgeous sort of like shelving section here, which is really unusual to be in sort of like against a wall. But on the other side of this, we have the stairs and then an under the stairs cupboard, which is why we have that little bit of space there. Now the shelving actually goes all the way down to the floor. I don't know if you can see that. So it's kind of a little bit of an interesting one, because our sofa will eventually, our new sofa will be against this wall, and it's probably going to have to go in front of this, because else we're going to lose quite a lot of space. I think we're obviously trying to do all of this on a budget. James does a lot of the work, I do all the interior stuff, I'll obviously help with the decorating side of things. But in terms of this, we kind of want to try and keep the initial woodwork if we can, but it will be modernised. We're definitely going to either take out the two bottom ones and just put some like baskets in there so the sofa can go in front, and it's just like stuff that's just being stored basically. You can never have too much storage, but the rest will definitely be used for decorative accessories, books. The only thing I really don't like is the symmetry. There's some really odd things in this house, like these shelves are so much more narrower together, these are bigger, and then it's narrower again, and I don't know if that was the design, but I am a person that loves symmetry in design, but I might have to go with it. Let me know what you think. But yeah, it's a bit of an interesting one, and we'll add architrave around this to finish this off as well. Now, in terms of an interior design scheme, I'm gonna keep all of my colours and the way that I'm going to take the design a little bit closed until I get to those videos, because I really want to share those as how I do the design process for various rooms. Every room has pretty much been planned, but to be honest, the living room is one I left and haven't really touched much on, which I will be working on, just because it felt so far away, and also I do think it's so important to kind of live in the space and really get a sense of what you want from the room. You can understand how the light changes throughout the day. I'm in this room most of the day at the moment because I don't have my desk up and running, so I'm working from the sofa. It's a north and south facing, so the back of the house is south facing, beautiful sunshine, but because the front is north facing, you get two very different variations of light, and that's going to massively affect the color that we use in this space. So that's going to be really important when I do pick a color. We will have paneling in this room. So I love modern rustic schemes. I love transitional style. I love mixing old and new elements. I've already got loads of bits from Facebook Marketplace for the house. Modern design is really what I'm going to be leaning into in this living room. Colors are going to be quite consistent throughout. There's not going to be any bright white in this house. I've had enough of bright white. We used a lot of bright white in our old house, and it's not for me, especially with a dog. It's just filthy in like seconds. So yeah, colors are going to be really important. As well as colors, I'm just going to move you around to another bit that I haven't mentioned just yet. So currently, this is the other adjacent wall where we've got the fireplace here. Currently just got our TV up on a stand here. Now we are actually going to build into this section across here. It's a really long width of a section. My plan is to build in essentially sort of a shelf, but you could kind of sit up to it if you wanted to. I'm gonna have two like buffets, probably two, made up and pushed in there so they can be taken out for additional seating in the room. And then the TV, we are going to go for a smart frame TV. I've got a video about how to lay out a living room with a TV and a fireplace. You know I'm not a fan of a TV over a fireplace, and this seems like the best place, but where you're using a TV that looks like art, you need to make sure that it's actually positioned in a way that it looks like it's at your eye level. So we're gonna have to put a TV on some kind of mount or arm that comes out and lowers it down. The other thing to mention when you are putting a TV in a room with a fireplace, we initially considered doing this, but where we're sat, we would literally be like that. So you've really got to be careful about your eye position, because you don't have a bad back and you want to make sure you're looking at it at a natural level. So that's why we've chosen to put it there. And these kind of decisions are things you should be making before you even think about colours or how the room is going to look. First and foremost, the way you function and the way you live should lead how you design your living space. And typically a living room is one of the places you spend a lot of your time relaxing in the evening and perhaps in the mornings as well. So things like TVs are really, really important, and you actually need to decide that before everything else comes. So whilst this is a little bit of time in the future, we already know the TV's going there, we're gonna build a unit in. And then obviously over on this wall as well, we're going to have our current sofa now, which is going to become the dog sofa. But we're going to just not reupholster it, but we're going to get a new cover for that. And that is going to go on that wall as well. So we've got lots of seating options all of a sudden. And the other area, which obviously you might not be able to see too well. Now, obviously, I showed you at the start, we've got the unit, we've got the window here, and we've currently just got a chair here. It's Pappy's lookout spot, okay? We don't use it for anything else. But once this is done up, the living room is actually quite big. So we're actually going to have like a little table here, and we're going to have a chair here. Whether we use one of our armchairs, we get something new, because I just think it creates a lovely spot that you walk straight into. It's the first thing you see. And also the backdrop is going to be brilliant for videos, Zoom calls, and just general bits and pieces like that, or just looking out the window. But that's our plans for this area. Now, I just want to show you a couple of other things that we've done, or we will do. We had to get a full rewire in this house, which is an absolute godsend. But we have already had our first fix electrics done. So we've got all the new sockets in, they all work now, which is amazing. And now I love screwless sockets, and I also love like brushed brass sockets, but guys, the price difference is absolutely insane. And because this isn't a forever home, we just gone with the white plastic because it really doesn't add a lot of value to your house. Well, I definitely don't think it does. Now, the last thing is the floor. Now, I know this looks really dusty and awful at the moment. Bear with. Very, very difficult keeping clean in a renovation and living in it. But this is real oak flooring. And I'm so hoping, we're really hoping that we can restore this after all of the work has been done. Now, obviously in certain areas they're quite damaged. We've had to pull a lot of boards up, which you can see here, which we're trying to keep, just to get, because we've had a whole new heating system put in. We have had to get all these boards up so all of the pipes can literally run all the way through. Same with electrics. So it's not been possible. However, we are hoping we can restore it somewhat. There'll be a sofa here anyway. We'll have a huge area rug here as well. So yeah, I'm hoping we can do something. Never restored a wooden floor before. So if you can share some tips, if you've done it as well, that would be amazing. But yeah, that's sort of our plans in a nutshell. I could talk all day. We also had a lovely fan in the middle here before, which I'll share on a recent video before. And hopefully next time I share a video, I'll have a lot more to show you. This is probably going to be one of the first things we have to tackle because of the mess. So this was so messy yesterday, but we'll need to get like a heat-ass or chimney specialist in to make sure the chimney's cleared, and obviously install the wood log burner as well. Yeah, as soon as I've got more to share with you, I will. And yeah, we'll have a door. We will be having a door going there eventually again as well. But yeah, I mean, the light now is gorgeous at this end. And this, oh my god, this light is giving. Now this is what I mean, why it's so important to literally do different things in your living space before you even think about decorating. Now, this is a north-south facing room, but the light feels gorgeous both sides. And honestly, the weather is atrocious. It's been raining non-stop. But yeah, I'm very excited about this space coming together. But please, like, if you are moving into a place, don't feel like you've got to rush it. It's quite difficult for us at the moment, and I kind of want to document everything, but things are happening so quickly, it's kind of not possible for me to. But don't be afraid to sit back and take it in whilst things are being done or you're waiting for work to be done, because things don't happen overnight. But if you aren't living in the property while you renovate, like us, try and come to the property at different times and sit in it and see how it feels, because honestly, my opinion of things, like especially the bathroom that I spoke about before, has really changed since I've moved in. And you've got to let how you feel in the space and how you use it function everything. Like, you might see a scheme online and love it, but it doesn't mean it's going to work in your space. So it's whatever works for you and your lifestyle, go with that. But yeah, can't wait to show you it in maybe a few weeks, maybe a couple of months. But yeah, there's going to be lots more coming, lots more house updates. So make sure you are subscribed so you don't miss out on any more updates.